now that we've talked about what an object is, how do we create one? Well, if we want to create an array, we say let my array equal, and then we use square braces. So to differentiate objects from arrays, we actually use a similar but slightly different syntax. So we'd say let my object equal, and then we'd use curly braces. So this is this is an array, this is an object. Okay. Well, how do we put something in an object? Well, I'm going to give this object a name, and I'm going to call this object Batman. And I'm going to create, remember, just like a dictionary, it has a word and an associated definition. So in this case, I'm going to put first name and then a colon. And then on the other side of it, I'm going to put Batman. What that does is it says create an object, store it in a variable called Batman. That object will have a property called first name. When someone tries to access that, give them Batman. All right, then we'll keep going. So we'll say last name. Whoa, sorry, I don't know what I said. First name, Bruce. Last name, Wayne. Um, alias, Batman. And then I could say num, villains, caught, and 20. So what I've done is I've made an object. In that object, it has values. And sorry, it has definitions, and those definitions have values. So just like I could look up in my dictionary and find a word and it'll give me back the definition, I can look things up in this object. So if I want to alert Batman's first name, then I would access my variable, Batman, say dot, and then I have these properties here. So I could say Batman dot first name. If I save this and I go live, I get Bruce. If I come back over here and I access Batman dot last name, save it, and it says Wayne. So the reason this is nice is because then we can access attributes by their names. Another way we can do this is we can say Batman and then use the square braces just like we did with an array, and then we'll put in the text alias, and we get Batman. So there's two ways you can access an attribute on an object. You can say Batman square braces and then the attribute, or you can say Batman dot and then the attribute. So you take whatever variable you have, use square braces and access it using quotes around the name, or you can just say dot and then directly access the name. So that's how you access attributes in an object. So why is this nice? Well, let's bring in our Batman list. So I'm going to go copy it from here. And I'm going to paste it. So we'll call this Batman 2. All right. So if we want to do array destructuring so that we can access these by names, then we might say let first, last, alias, num, villains equal Batman 2. What that does is it takes Bruce, puts it in first, Wayne puts it in last, Batman puts it in alias, and 20 and puts it in number of villains. The problem becomes when there's a data entry error and Wayne is actually swapped places with Batman. Whoops. Now, this destructuring is going to take Bruce and put it in first, which works, but it's going to put Batman in last, and his last name is not Batman, his last name is Wayne. With an object, Bruce is firmly tied to first name, which means when we access Batman.firstName, it will always be Bruce. Regardless of the order that we write these in, it will be assigned to first name.